One day, Shizuka is busy typing away on her laptop. Akira, an invisible man, takes a seat beside her. He is surprised when Shizuka acknowledges him, even though she is blind. Akira is confused by how easily she can tell where he is. Shizuka explains that she knows he is there because of his scent. Hearing this, Akira immediately starts sniffing himself, worried that he might smell bad. Shizuka panics and quickly explains that she didn't mean it in a negative way. She tells him that because she is blind, her other senses are much sharper than most people's. Akira is relieved, and for some reason the idea that he has his own distinct scent comforts him. Wanting to confirm something, he decides to test her. He turns himself completely invisible and asks Shizuka to try to find him. Shizuka listens closely and is able to pick up the sound of his footsteps. Slowly, she reaches out and grabs a part of his clothes, telling him that he is standing right next to her. Akira makes his clothes visible again, impressed with Shizuka. He tells Shizuka that he believes she is the only person who can find him, and the realization makes his heart race. Seeing her confusion, Akira decides to be more direct and asks her out to dinner. After the workday ends, the two prepare to leave together. Akira asks Shizuka if there is anywhere she would like to go. Shizuka struggles to answer, explaining that she hardly eats out because of her blindness. Instead, she tells Akira that she is fine with any restaurant he chooses. Akira remembers a restaurant, then asks Shizuka to grab his arm so he can lead her. Taking his arm, they walk through the streets. She notices that the way Akira walks feels different from usual. She begins to worry that Akira doesn't actually know where to take her and quickly assumes that she is the reason for his unease. Suddenly, Akira stops and asks if she smells something that seems appetizing. Shizuka takes a careful breath and points in the direction of a nearby restaurant, the same place Akira hopes to take her. He thanks her for helping him decide, and the two enter the restaurant together. Akira orders a large spread, explaining that he simply asked for the recommendations. Both of them smile since the dinner feels like an adventure, as neither of them has eaten there before. Shizuka takes a bite of one of the vegetables and admits that the flavor seems strange. Akira explains that she has eaten coriander. Hearing this, Shizuka giggles to herself and admits that this is also her first time eating out with a co-worker. Shizuka suddenly starts to think that Akira's intentions might be more romantic than friendly. Before she can dwell on it for too long, Akira encourages her to try another dish and places food onto her plate. He notices that she becomes a little stiff, and Shizuka admits that it is actually her first time dining with a man. She muses that this outing feels like a date. Akira immediately confirms that he intends it to be. The confirmation makes Shizuka nervous, and sensing her unease, Akira gently guides her hand to his chest so she can hear his heart pounding. Realizing that she isn't the only one feeling nervous, Shizuka is comforted and loudly announces it, unintentionally drawing the attention of the entire restaurant. After they finish eating, Shizuka's earlier nerves return. She pinches a part of Akira's clothing to keep close. Akira suggests that she should just hold on to him properly. His words make Shizuka panic, and she quickly comes up with several excuses while repeatedly insisting that she isn't opposed to holding him. Though he is invisible, Akira grins to himself, finding her reaction endearing. Shizuka notices the change in his voice and scolds him for teasing her. Akira responds honestly, telling her that he wants Shizuka to always be aware of how he feels. He even admits that he feels like skipping at the moment and playfully invites her to skip with him. This causes Shizuka to blush furiously, and Akira decides not to push her any further. Instead, he gently guides her hand to hold onto his arm properly and escorts her home. Once inside her apartment, Shizuka heads to her room to settle in for the evening. As soon as she lies down on her bed, she squeals in delight, overwhelmed by how well things are going between her and Akira. The next day at the office, Shizuka finds herself constantly thinking about Akira. She can't help but admire him, noting how soothing his voice is and how elegant his movements always sound. Realizing she's getting distracted, she shakes her hands to clear her thoughts, but she's left wondering what Akira thinks of her. Shizuka thinks back to Akira's words from the night before and wonders what they could mean. So she decides to ask him something that has been bothering her. She asks Akira if he wishes to be seen by her. After a moment, Akira answers that he's fine remaining invisible, before turning the question back to her and asking if she would like to see him. Without any hesitation, Shizuka replies that she can tell Akira is a good person, and that is enough for her. Akira is pleased by her answer, while Shizuka feels comforted knowing that he doesn't actually need her to see him physically. The next day, as Shizuka walks toward the detective agency, her cane accidentally gets caught on a bicycle, and she trips. She is quickly caught by Luna, a beast woman who immediately realizes that it is her bike that caused Shizuka to fall. At the office, Shizuka is busy entertaining potential clients over the phone. While moving to retrieve something, she accidentally bumps into Daichi. Daichi calmly tells her to take 5 steps back. Once she reaches the distance, he tells her that she can move forward again and informs her that he has made coffee for her, which he placed beside her computer. Later during work, Shizuka curiously asks Luna and Daichi if there is something strange about her appearance. Luna immediately teases her, suggesting that she might be trying to impress someone. She reassures Shizuka that she looks great and adds that she is always free to talk about romance with her. As Luna continues teasing, Daichi finds their conversation irritating, prompting Luna to grit her teeth at him. At that moment, Akira enters the office. He approaches Shizuka and politely asks if it is okay for him to touch her hair. The request surprises Shizuka, briefly reminding her of how her parents used to pat her head. Just as Akira starts to withdraw his request, Shizuka nervously gives him permission. She is surprised when all he does is remove a cherry blossom caught in her hair. Watching the interaction, Luna immediately begins to piece together who Shizuka might be interested in. Shizuka senses the realization forming in Luna's mind and quickly insists that Akira needs to prepare for his consultations. The office opens for consultations, welcoming people who want various matters investigated. Among them is a group of aliens searching for their missing daughter. The problem quickly becomes apparent when all of the aliens look exactly the same, and even the photo of their missing daughter makes it difficult to tell any of them apart. After the aliens leave the office, the team discusses how to approach the case. Daichi, clearly bored, suggests that they simply need to look for someone who looks identical to the aliens. Later in the day, Akira begins his investigation for the first case. Akira keeps his distance as he observes the man. At one point, he nearly gives himself away by accidentally bumping into someone. When his subject turns toward the sound, Akira quickly makes himself completely invisible. Once the man resumes walking, Akira notes how convenient his invisibility is for detective work. However, a young boy suddenly crashes into him. Akira quickly replaces the boy's ice cream cone, acknowledging that invisibility has its downsides. Meanwhile, back at the office, Shizuka listens to something on her phone. Luna notices her smiling to herself and asks what she is listening to. Shizuka explains that she is listening to an audiobook. Curious, Luna listens alone for a moment. Shizuka excitedly explains the romantic buildup between the characters. Luna admits that Shizuka is impressive since she is having trouble keeping up with the plot. Shizuka responds that she has been a keen listener. Shizuka is surprised that a beast person like Luna does not rely much on her enhanced senses. Luna admits that using her senses is not her strong point, even recalling that she sometimes cannot tell when Akira is in the room. Still, Luna confidently claims that she would be able to use her senses properly if she focused, proudly stating that she could take anyone down. Shizuka then asks if she can borrow Luna's eyes, explaining that she cannot read the price on a receipt she needs to file. Luna reads the price easily and casually admits that she made the expense herself after seeing a store selling tasty snacks while guarding a client. Shizuka politely asks Luna to avoid spending company funds on snacks. Luna assumes this is because the snacks she bought cannot be eaten by humans. As Shizuka tries to clarify, Luna suddenly realizes she needs to leave and hurriedly exits the office. Shizuka checks the time and notices that it is already late and Akira still has not returned. A little later, Shizuka notices that Akira has returned and greets him, but the others insist that he's not there. Daichi suddenly notices blood on the floor and immediately assumes that it belongs to Shizuka. This causes Luna to panic and inspect Shizuka. Once everyone calms down, Shizuka enters the meeting room carrying a first aid kit. She hesitantly asks if Akira needs it. Akira then makes his clothes visible, revealing bloodstains on the fabric around his arm. He explains that he was injured while reporting the infidelity case. Akira shares that he met the couple at a restaurant where he showed them photos of the husband going out with another woman. The wife became furious and the couple soon began shouting at each other. Akira tried to calm them down, but the wife swiped at him, leaving deep scratches on his arm. He explains that seeing him bleed shocked the couple enough to stop the argument. Even Akira finds it strange that his blood becomes visible the moment it leaves his body. Shizuka immediately asks how bad his injury is. Akira admits that it is difficult to tell since he himself is invisible. Hearing this, Shizuka begins to tremble at the thought that Akira could die from blood loss. Akira quickly reassures her, telling her that the bleeding is not that severe. Akira allows her to hold the gauze in place while he tapes it down himself. As they tend to the wound, Akira comments on how strange it feels to have Shizuka worry about him. He describes the sensation as feeling pleasant and ticklish. Shizuka takes his words literally and assumes that she must be pressing the gauze incorrectly. Akira explains that he is naturally ticklish, but quickly stops her when she shows interest in trying to tickle him on purpose. When they leave the meeting room, they realize that everyone else has already gone home. Akira mentions that he plans to work overtime, which immediately makes Shizuka worry. She suggests staying as well so she can place orders for supplies the office needs. That way, they can take a break together once she finishes. Suddenly, Akira suggests that they take a break right away. He prepares and serves Shizuka a new blend of tea. When Shizuka tells him how much she enjoys it, Akira sits beside her, clearly pleased that she likes what he made. As Shizuka slowly sips her tea, she begins to wonder if her dinner with Akira was just a one-time thing. The thought makes her feel sad, but she soon realizes that she could also be the one to ask him out. At first, she thinks it is a bad idea, but she quickly convinces herself that she needs to be brave. Just as Akira is about to ask her something, Shizuka suddenly blurts out an invitation to dinner. Akira chuckles softly and tells her that after dinner, they should make a reservation for another date, since he wants to take her out for tea next time. Shizuka hurriedly agrees, and Akira reminds her that they still need to decide on a date first. On their date, Akira takes Shizuka to a specialty tea shop. Once they settle into their seats, they are presented with a wide variety of tea leaves. Shizuka asks what kind of tea Akira likes. He answers that he usually chooses teas based on their effects. Shizuka tells him that she really liked the tea he brewed for her. Before Akira can respond, Karma suddenly chimes in that he was actually the one who made that blend. Karma immediately explains how Akira came into the shop looking for tea that would make his girlfriend happy. Assuming that Shizuka is the girlfriend in question, Karma starts bombarding them with questions. Akira quickly explains that they are not dating yet. Hearing this, Karma suddenly blushes and continues asking even more personal questions, but Light promptly drags him away. Akira apologizes for what just happened. Shizuka brushes it off and instead asks Akira to make a tea blend for her while she prepares one for him as well. A little while later, Light collects their chosen tea leaves to brew them. As they wait, Shizuka asks if Akira chose this tea shop for her sake. She immediately realizes that the question sounds self-centered and quickly apologizes. Shizuka admits that she has a habit of trying to read people's motives. Akira reassures her, saying that it is actually a good trait for a detective's assistant. The praise makes Shizuka nervous and she begins to stammer about how her blindness limits what she can do. She says that she cannot tell what people look like unless she is able to touch them. This prompts Akira to offer one of his hands to her. She notices that his fingers are thin and that his nails are neatly trimmed. Akira admits that he has trouble cutting them because he is invisible. Shizuka brightens at his comment and shares that she has the same struggle. Akira gently holds Shizuka's hand in his and compliments how nice her nails are. Light soon returns with their tea, and both of them are immediately delighted by its aroma. Another day at the detective agency, Shizuka asks Luna to describe how Akira usually dresses. Luna struggles to explain and eventually settles on saying that he wears suits that look like something an English gentleman would wear. Shizuka imagines it to be very cool, and Luna agrees, adding that it's the kind of outfit a spy would wear. Daichi quickly corrects her, saying that spies only dress like that in movies. Shizuka admits that she plans to buy clothes for herself soon and thought that knowing how Akira dresses might help. Luna asks if Shizuka is trying to copy Akira's style. Daichi bluntly states that it's obviously for Shizuka's date with Akira. Luna gets defensive and starts strangling him. Shizuka shyly admits that it is for a date with Akira. Luna instantly brightens and Shizuka grows even shyer. Shizuka explains that she wants to wear something special for the date to mark the occasion. Luna hugs Shizuka and promises to go shopping with her. Daichi reminds Luna to actually think about Shizuka when choosing clothes. Later, at a clothing store, Shizuka tries on several outfits. Luna finds all of them attractive and excitedly urges her to try more. Shizuka asks Luna to slow down, explaining that she wants time to figure out how the piece she's holding looks. Using her phone, Shizuka scans the clothes, and it tells her that the piece is light blue. Luna notices the troubled look on Shizuka's face and offers to describe it to her instead. The two take a seat and Luna begins describing the sweater. Luna suddenly apologizes for being inconsiderate towards Shizuka earlier. The apology catches Shizuka off guard as she wonders if what Daichi said earlier is still bothering Luna. Luna admits that she has recently started noticing how inconsiderate she can be. She brings up how she parked her bike on the wrong side of the road, which caused Shizuka to fall. Hearing this, Shizuka asks if Luna might have eaten something off the ground. Luna freezes for a moment before realizing that Shizuka is deliberately making light of the situation to make her feel better. Feeling relieved, Luna tells Shizuka that she will treat her to some food later. Back at the office, Akira tries to ask Daichi for restaurant recommendations. Daichi shows little interest in holding a conversation with him. Eventually, Akira returns to his work. When he opens his laptop, he notices a message from Daichi. Opening it, Akira finds several links to different restaurants. Akira peeks out of his office and mentions that he's grinning. Later, at the detective agency, Karma and Light arrive for a consultation. The two properly introduce themselves as a married pair of elves before moving into the consultation room. There, they explain that they have been dealing with strange, white-hooded figures recently. Light elaborates, saying that their stalkers often park their car in front of their shop and have bothered people on the street. She also mentions that the stalkers are taking photos of them. Karma blushes at the idea of having stalkers, but Light looks troubled as she adds that the stalkers are following them. Karma quickly interrupts, insisting that their stalkers did not follow them to the agency. Akira reassures the couple that they will deal with the situation as soon as possible. After some time, Daichi manages to track down the stalker's car using a tracking beacon Luna had attached to it. The signal reveals that the vehicle is located inside the grounds of a pharmaceutical company called White. Luna has also taken several photos, which Daichi pulls up for Akira to examine. They notice that while the stalkers are always wearing the same outfits, the people are never the same. The agency quickly realizes that this is no longer a simple stalking case. Suddenly, Luna calls the office in a panic, urgently informing them that two suspicious cars have just parked in front of the tea shop. She has already managed to get Karma and Light out through the shop's back exit. Daichi and Akira decide to head out immediately to support Luna during their escape, leaving Shizuka behind. After some time, the agency receives a visitor. Shizuka goes to greet him, unaware that he is one of the white-hooded figures, a man named Twin. Just as Twin is about to approach her, Akira suddenly restrains him. Twin removes his hood and reveals that he is an elf and Light's father. Once things calm down, Twin explains the situation. Akira realizes that Twin's real intention was simply to check on Light, who had eloped with Karma. Light angrily scolds her father for stalking them and involving the entire clan. Twin attempts to explain that everyone was worried and that they tried to resolve the misunderstanding. Karma takes the opportunity to tease Twin, which only irritates him further. The two openly begin insulting each other. Watching the exchange, the members of the detective agency quietly wonder if the case is closed. Later that evening, the team gathers at the office to celebrate the day's work with food and drinks. Daichi dryly remarks that he would have preferred to go straight home. Luna immediately criticizes his poor personality, commenting that he won't get many girls. Maintaining his bored tone, Daichi responds that he already has a partner waiting for him at home. This revelation surprises everyone, since Daichi is the last person they expect to be in a relationship. Luna notices that Shizuka is not drinking any alcohol and insists that Shizuka drink whatever she wants, promising that she will be the one to take her home afterward. Trusting Luna, Shizuka decides to drink a little after all. However, once the party ends, Luna ends up passed out drunk on the couch. Shizuka begins to worry, but Akira approaches her and explains that he has already booked a taxi for her and that he will go to make sure she arrives safely. Inside the taxi, Shizuka starts to panic as she thinks about what to do once they arrive. She briefly wonders if she should invite Akira inside. Her thoughts are interrupted when Akira suddenly invites her out to eat again soon. He explains that it is a dark restaurant where diners eat in complete darkness. Akira shares that he hopes the experience will help him better understand Shizuka's world. Touched by his thoughtfulness, Shizuka agrees to go. They eventually arrive at her apartment and Shizuka thanks Akira for seeing her home. As Akira turns to leave, Shizuka suddenly invites him in for tea. Akira declines, explaining that he left the taxi running downstairs, but reassures her that next time he would gladly stay for a drink. After he leaves, Shizuka makes a mental note to have someone check how her room looks. On the day of their date, the two meet at the venue. Akira immediately notices that Shizuka is dressed more elegantly than usual. Sensing her nervousness, he tries to ease the tension by telling her that she will be his escort for the evening. Once they take their seats, Shizuka asks if it is truly as dark inside. Akira replies that there is actually a small candle on the table, allowing him to see. Soon after, an owlfolk announces that the diners will experience true darkness and all the candles are extinguished. Shizuka asks again if it is really dark this time, and Akira confirms that the room is now completely black. Shizuka smiles widely and eagerly welcomes Akira into her world. Shizuka gently tells him to feel around the table so he can understand where everything is. When the first dish is served, Shizuka easily takes a bite and enjoys the flavor. She asks Akira how he is enjoying his food, but he excuses himself, claiming that he needs to use the restroom. As soon as he reaches it, Akira lets out a shaky breath, confused by his own reaction to the darkness. After washing his face, he heads back out, only to find Shizuka waiting for him in a lit area. Shizuka gently suggests that they leave for the evening. Akira gratefully accepts her offer. As they walk out, he apologizes for wasting the night, but Shizuka quickly reassures him that it is fine. She proudly shows him a plastic bag, revealing that she asked the staff to pack the rest of their food to go. While walking, Akira asks if they can eat the meal at his place instead. Shizuka agrees without thinking much of it, but suddenly becomes nervous. By the time they arrive at his apartment, Shizuka is so anxious that she can only respond with single-word answers as Akira serves the food. Once they settle, Akira apologizes again and admits that he is afraid of the dark. He explains that his fear began back in elementary school, during a test of courage he had to take with his classmates. He lost sight of the partner who was holding the light. With the moon hidden behind clouds, he could no longer see anything. He tripped and got hurt, deciding to stay where he was and wait for someone to find him. but no one came looking for him. Eventually, he tried to make his way back to the lodge. Though he managed to return, he was deeply hurt by the fact that neither his classmates nor the teachers had even noticed he was missing. Akira admits that he never realized he was afraid of the dark until their dinner, since the city is always brightly lit. Hearing this, Shizuka suddenly surprises him by declaring that she will always notice him. She explains that through his voice and his actions, she can always tell when he feels uneasy. Shizuka promises that she will always find him in the darkness, adding that she would feel lonely without him. Overwhelmed by emotion, Akira asks if they can start dating. The question earns him a small squeak from Shizuka. She hurriedly reassures him that she is not against dating, but admits that she is worried about what might happen after dinner. Understanding her concern, Akira reassures her that he has no intention of going too far tonight. Seeing how overwhelmed she is, Akira gently holds her by the waist, causing Shizuka to squeak again. He holds her close and tells her that he loves her. Shizuka remains frozen in place, still trying to process everything. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss a new episode every week.